дать работать, например, в стойке Маддалене, он может показать хороший бой. Не секрет, я собираюсь его переводить, я собираюсь его контролировать, заставлять его устать, навязывать свой стиль боя.
Who do you think is going to win in the fight between Jack Della and Islam?
It's a good fight, but a tough fight. I go a little bit more on Islam.
If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle, he might struggle. I don't know that he's ever felt anything like he's going to feel, because it's not going to be double legs and single leg.
Islam Makhachev has finally spoken about his upcoming fight against Jack Della Maddalena, where Islam will try to fulfill his dream of becoming a two-division champion. Islam is confident about his skills, and that's why he has openly warned that he will smash the welterweight champion. At the recent Eagle FC press conference, Islam Makhachev discussed his current weight and explained how comfortable he feels at welterweight. He revealed that before his last camp, he walked around at about 183 to 185 pounds, but with proper training and nutrition, he now sits closer to 189. Makhachev noted that this is the range where he feels strong and sharp while sparring with natural welterweights. He added that adding more size isn't a priority anymore, as his camps have already prepared him to compete at the higher weight.
Islam, what is your weight now? How much did your weight change, and how did your physical condition, your physical preparation change? You know, up until last camp, I think my weight was about 83, 84, but now with the right regimen, with the right diet, my weight is now 86 and a half. Yesterday was 86 and a half. I think right now I'm where I need to be. I'm at the right weight. I'm at the place where I feel comfortable with working out, sparring, and working with the guys that usually fight at 77. To continue to gain the weight from now on is not necessarily the goal of mine. I mean, it might go up by 1 or 2 kgs in training still, but we've already done plenty of work during this camp with heavyweights to make sure to gain the proper weight that we need.
Meanwhile, Khabib Nurmagomedov recently weighed in on the Islam vs Maddalena fight, saying he sees JDM as the toughest opponent of Islam's career. In Khabib's view, Maddalena is the real test for Islam, even more than Ilia Topuria. He highlighted Maddalena's size, pointing out that he's much bigger than Ilia, with stronger legs, a more powerful frame, and boxing that's just as sharp. Khabib even praised Maddalena's grappling, adding that if he had to choose between preparing Islam for Ilia or Maddalena, the Maddalena matchup would be far more challenging and exciting.
Считаю, что Маддалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов.
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Маддалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я, например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Маддалена.
Islam Makhachev reacted to Khabib calling Jack Della Maddalena his toughest opponent yet. When asked if JDM is superior to fighters like Volkanovski or Poirier, Islam admitted the size could make things interesting, but quickly shut down any doubts. He warned that if JDM is allowed to work in the fade, he can be dangerous, but promised he'll drag him into deep waters, control him, tire him out, and impose his signature style.
Сказал, что твой бой с Маддаленой будет очень сложным, а ты видишь, в чем Маддалена превосходит твоих прошлых соперников, например, Волконовский или Порье?
Весом, наверное. Ну, не знаю. Знаешь, как зависит. Если, например, даже вот сейчас про Чимаева бой говорили, если он дал бы ему поработать, то это был бы конкурентный бой. И также и у меня, и у всех. Если дать работать, например, в стойке Маддалене, он может показать хороший бой. Не секрет, я собираюсь его переводить, я собираюсь его контролировать, заставлять его устать, навязывать свой стиль боя.
Islam Makhachev further explained why Khabib made that statement, saying it's because this move to welterweight is a whole new step for them. He pointed out that jumping from lightweight to 170 brings new sparring partners, different preparations, and many changes they've never experienced before, which is why Khabib sees JDM as such a tough challenge.
А так просто... Почему Хабиб так говорит? Потому что это для нас какой-то новый шаг, новый вес. Перепрыгивать. Ну, мы так не делали раньше, чтобы нижнего веса наверх перепрыгивать, потому что по-любому уже другая подготовка, спарринг, партнеры другие, много чего приходится менять сейчас. И это все так по ходу без какого-либо опыта.
On the other hand, Carlos Prates and Henry Cejudo weighed in on whether Islam Makhachev style could give Jack Della Maddalena problems. Prates admitted he first thought Jack might struggle after his injury and long layoff, expecting only a close, points-based fight, but he was surprised at how much Jack had grown and the new level he's shown. Cejudo then jumped in, pointing out that Islam is a completely different challenge altogether. His top control and relentless pressure are on another level, far beyond anything Jack has experienced in the cage.
I was thinking Jack Della Maddalena would lose. He got injured, and I was like almost 2 years without fight.
Yeah.
And then he come to different level, bro. Me was like gonna be a board fight by points and things like that. But bro, what he did was really good work. He grew up a lot.
Yeah, but
he come a different level.
Yeah, but Islam is a different animal. If there's one thing that I could say in that fight, Islam Makhachev, he gets on top of you.
Yeah.
He's a blanket, bro. The top control that Islam has in comparison to Blau is completely different.
UFC legend Daniel Cormier also broke down the potential clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He gave Jack credit for his toughness and striking power, but stressed that he's never faced a wrestler like Islam. Cormier explained that Islam's grappling isn't just about takedowns, it's about trips, control, and constant pressure that can break opponents early. Still, DC admitted he couldn't make a clear prediction, saying it's tough to call as an analyst.
JDM don't wrestle, but he was defending well, and he puts damage on you.
Off rip.
Starts putting damage on you, and he can box.
So how do you see that fight with him and Islam? Does he have the ability to beat a guy like Islam?
He'll get takedown attempts coming at him very early. This time. The last fight, he didn't have to deal with that when he was fresh. If Islam can start to pressure him early and take him down early, or even just make him wrestle, he might struggle. I don't know that he's ever felt anything like he's going to feel, because it's not going to be double legs and single legs with Islam. It's going to be him playing with his feet, tripping him, moving around on the octagon side, doing things that he don't recognize as freely.
But she didn't answer the question.
The problem is, like, I can only give you that because I can't truly make a prediction. The job doesn't allow it.
Daniel Cormier further said this is a whole new challenge for Islam at welterweight. After running through everyone at lightweight, he now steps up for two-division gold. For Jack Della Maddalena, Cormier called it the biggest moment of his career, a chance to rise against one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet. Daniel Cormier said this is a different kind of challenge for Islam at 170 pounds. Since that first bout, it's been a dominant performance after dominant performance. Now, he gets the chance to become a two-division champion. For Jack Della Maddalena, this is his moment to rise, to face one of the best fighters on the planet, a guy with a massive name and an even bigger following. However, Israel Adesanya predicts Jack Della Maddalena will finish Islam Makhachev. He explains that Islam won't be able to deal with Jack's scrambles or his ability to recover once he gets back on his feet. Adesanya shows full confidence in Jack and even reveals he plans to be there in person to watch the fight.
Della versus Islam.
Della is gonna get it done. Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because his scrambles are crazy, and I feel he's gonna knock him out, because I just think he's not gonna be able to hand with him on the scrambles, or when he gets back up, I really think he's gonna get him, and I can't wait till that happens.
Robert Whittaker gave his take on a potential fight between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev, believing Jack has the tools to win. He highlighted Jack's size, frame, and underrated jiu-jitsu, noting that he's very hard to hold down and could create problems for Islam on the ground. Whittaker also praised Jack's sharp boxing and body shots, stressing that consistent attacks to the body could limit Islam's ability to shoot for takedowns effectively.
Why does JDM beat Islam in your opinion?
I can see the fight playing out very much like it did with Vol, but Jack's bigger. He's got a different frame. He's a hard dude to try and hold down. I think his jiu-jitsu is very underrated. He has good jiu-jitsu.
Who give him?
Not to mention, Jack has really good hand. If he can works the body, which makes it harder to shoot on, to give Islam trouble.
On the contrary, the MMA guru predicts Islam Makhachev wins by second round TKO. He envisions Islam starting with early takedowns that Jack defends, trading strikes, and hyping up the crowd. Then Islam fakes a takedown, locks in a clinch, lands a big body knee, and takes control to finish the fight.
Who you got? Ilya Islam.
I've got Makhachev.
I got Makhachev as well.
And I've got Makhachev second round TKO with a knee in the
Oh, yeah, you going bad rounds.
Yeah, I think he'll shoot a couple takedowns. Ilya will stuff it. Ilya will catch him a few times and people will go ooh and ah. And then when they clash again, I think Makhachev will go grab him. Ilya will think, oh, he's shooting again. Tight clinch, bang, body, knee to the head. Ilya's all of a sudden stumble, downhill from there. I think he beats Oliveira with a body shot though.
Arman Sarokian also gave his take on the Islam Islam Makhachev vs Jack Della Maddalena fight, calling it a tough matchup. He praised Jack's sharp boxing and strong defense, but said Islam's relentless pressure and grappling would be the difference. In Arman's view, Islam can drag Jack to the mat, control him there, and grind out the win.
It's a tough fight. Maddalena, he's a tough dude, good boxing, good defense, but I believe Islam has a good wrestling, and he could take him down and hold him, submit him.
Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev also talked about Arman's next fight. He said that the matchup that makes the most sense at lightweight right now is Ilia Topuria against Arman Tsarukyan. He explains that Arman has already proven himself as a top contender and deserves the opportunity. Makhachev adds that if Tsarukyan enters the fight with the right mindset, he has all the tools to beat Ilia.
На твой взгляд, сейчас самый справедливый бой за чемпионство в легком весе между Илией Топурией и Арманом Царукяном?
Ну да, конечно. Если кто-то когда-то, не знаю, в истории страховал бой, делал вес, он всегда дрался почти. Ну, я не помню в истории, чтобы не давали бой. Арман сделал последний турнир вес, подстраховал бой. И я думаю, он должен быть следующий. Он доказал, что у него же была проблема с весогонкой. Он доказал, что может спускаться, гонять вес. И я думаю, что это самый актуальный бой на данный момент.
У кого было бы больше всего шансов на победу?
Ну, я думаю, если честно, если Арман выйдет с правильным настроем, то он справится.
However, Ilia Topuria is not interested in fighting Arman as he is already looking ahead, making it clear that ruling 2 divisions isn't enough for him. He sets his sights in welterweight if Islam Makhachev claims that belt, motivated by the goal of chasing greatness and building a legacy as a 3-division champion. The plan highlights how fearless and ambitious Ilia truly is.
If Islam becomes the welterweight world champion, for sure I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Ilia Topuria makes it clear he wants Islam Makhachev at 170 rather than lightweight, underscoring the scale of his ambitions. He's looking past a single division, targeting welterweight to become a 3-division UFC champion, showing he's not only after victories, but a lasting legacy of greatness.
Islam Makhachev did an interview and said he's not ruling out coming back down to 155. Would you rather fight him at 170 to get that 3rd title, or would you be willing to fight him at 55 because that's the division that people say he might be the best at?
It would be much better for me to fight him in 170, and I will beat him and get the 3rd title.
Islam Makhachev also admits that once he takes care of business against Jack Della Maddalena, he wants to set up a potential super fight with Ilia Topuria. He admits there is real intrigue in that matchup and even calls it a fight that excites him, suggesting fans could be in for one of the biggest champion versus champion showdowns in UFC history.
Твой следующий бой после Маддалены пройдет в 77?
Не могу сказать точно. Есть с Топурией какая-то интрига. Мне самому тоже интересен этот бой. Может получится сделать какой-то супер бой. Или, как я сказал, посмотрим по весу.
So, Ilia Topuria has completely dismissed a fight with Arman Tsarukyan, calling it low stakes and saying Tsarukyan folds under pressure. He questions whether someone who can't handle a major opportunity deserves a title shot, making it clear he doesn't see Tsarukyan as a serious threat.
Tsarukyan es el más fácil de todos. Es mucho más fácil que Paddy, incluso te lo digo. Mucho más. Es que no sé ni qué nombre ponerle a él. Tú imagínate tener la oportunidad de pelear por el campeonato del mundo y cuando llega el día decir que te retiras porque te duele la espalda. O sea, no lo concibo, no lo puedo llegar a entender, ¿sabes? Sin un brazo hubiera subido. Yo me da igual el día cuando me tocaba pelear con Ball, con Max, vamos, me da igual, subo, pero de todas formas. Y él, ya saben lo que hizo. No me duele la espalda, no peleo. Tío, claramente, mentalmente no está donde tienes que estar.
However, Arman Tsarukyan also made clear that he won't wait around. He feels he's already earned a title shot and urges the UFC to make it happen, confident that no one else has a stronger case and ready to prove it inside the cage.
Are you not in a huge rush right now, mostly because you also know you kind of deserve the next shot, but you're not in a rush because you have a lot of time to develop, and a lot of the people at the top of the lightweight division are a little bit older. They're coming to the end of their careers, like Poirier right now, Max. Where do you think you fall in a few years? Are you not in a huge hurry right now because you are so much younger than the rest of the division? How do you see him phasing out?
No, I'm in a hurry. I wanna fight for the title as soon as possible because I deserve my spot and I'm here, and nobody can take it because nobody deserves it more than me to fight for the title.
I saw
right now. It's they gotta make that fight. I gotta fight for the title.
Arman Tsarukyan sees a fight with Justin Gaethje as his path to a title shot. He points out that while Gaethje recently beat a lower-ranked opponent, he hasn't fully earned a shot, especially after a short-notice loss to Max Holloway. Arman insists that if Gaethje wants a title opportunity, he should face him first and prove he belongs.
Who would you fight if you had a chance? Who you want? Top on your list.
Of course, I want Islam, but like right now, it makes sense to fight with Gaethje. Because he's coming, he just beat the number 11 or 12 Fiziev. He doesn't deserve title fight. That's 100% because he lost just Holloway. Beat on short notice. He beat Fiziev. Fiziev knew about the fight 5 days and like came and won him. He won him barely decision, you know. And now he's talking about title fight. It's not fair, and that's why I think he gotta beat me to deserve for the title, fight for the title.
Arman Tsarukyan further expressed his thoughts about his matchup with Ilia Topuria, and he feels that Ilia Topuria is mainly dangerous with his hands, but lacks a complete skill set. He sees himself as more versatile, able to strike, wrestle, and control the pace, and believes the gap in overall ability is obvious.
What do you see the holes in Ilia's game? Because Ilia looks like most people, if you're just watching him now, you think he's a striker, but he came into MMA as a grappler. But what are the holes you see in his game? I'm curious.
I mean, he's a good striker. Not good striker, he's a good boxer. But I feel like myself, I'm a better like MMA fighter than him because I have more. I'm more skilled than him. I got good kicks, knees. You know, like wrestling setup, boxing with wrestling against the cage, grappling, everything. He has just good boxing, and that's all.
Arman Tsarukyan also believes that facing Ilia Topuria requires a smart strategy. He plans to mix movement and grappling to keep Ilia uncomfortable, avoiding a pure striking battle. Arman wants to disrupt Ilia's timing, force tiring scrambles, and take control of the fight's pace.
I feel like you gotta just keep pressure him, take him down, make him tired because he gets out so fast with the wrestling. If you're just gonna stay and try to box him, it's not gonna work it because it's his pace, you know, and you gotta break it. You gotta make him tired. Like if you watch like fights where he wrestled, he got tired and so fast, and that's why we gotta make that scramble.
So, this is all we have from today's video, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to our channel to get more updates about the upcoming UFC encounters.